Hey guys! Thanks for joining in with me for another Penetrol Test Pour. In this acrylic pouring series, I'm testing out various fluid art methods using Penetrol as a cell additive. Today I'm using a combination of pouring mediums with only 1 drop of Penetrol added in. The cell action from this open cup pour is pretty intense, so let me show you how I did it. Today I'm actually busting out the scale. I wanted to see what a combination of Floetrol and Amsterdam pouring medium could accomplish with the Penetrol added. I was kind of playing off my magic cell activator recipe that uses a combination of Floetrol, Amsterdam, and Lukas Cryl pouring mediums. I was running a bit low on the Lukas, so I kept it out of this experiment. So I measured out 2 ounces of Floetrol and 1 ounce of Amsterdam into each cup. No, I did not get exactly 2 in 1 of each, but it's close enough. For the base, I measured out 8 ounces of Floetrol and 4 ounces of Amsterdam. From there, I mix in my colors. If you're interested, I'm going to leave the color list off to the side here, but I'll also leave it in the description in case you miss it. Since I knew that the combination of Floetrol and Amsterdam already produces a good bit of cell action, I decided to try adding just 1 drop of Penetrol to each color except for the base. After all of my colors are mixed up, it's time to throw them onto the canvas. For this part, I'm using a cookie cutter as my open cup. It has a smooth edge and wavy edge. After adding my base to the canvas, I put the cutter in the center, wavy side down. Once you have your cup in place, you can start adding in your other colors. I like to fill the cup up all the way to the top with layers of color before I lift it up to release any of the paint. So that's what I do. Add paint, release, add more paint. I like working with the wavy edge of the cookie cutter since it catches the paint in an interesting way. I use this to my advantage by using it to twirl the rings of paint around as I lift here and there. It gives it a little extra movement that I really like. I made a last-minute decision to add in a small bit of the base as a final layer of paint. I'm so glad that I did this. The way the metallic blue spread across the green center makes it look like a portal on the edge of opening up. That little bit of paint thrown on top and swirled around added so much to this pour that I don't think I could have planned it any better. I think that's why most of my pouring methods are so random. It seems that the more I plan a pour, the worse it turns out. If I just start throwing things together and not overthinking it, I tend to get better results. Of course, this is different for everyone, so if you're a planner, plan to your heart's content. I'm actually debating on if I should include the pouring session I had after these colors. I had so many issues that day. I was throwing paint everywhere while I mixed. Things weren't coming together the way I wanted. It was just a mess. And that was just the mixing stage. When I got to the actual pouring stage, the mix that I was using was not nearly as awesome as I was hoping. So I had 1 failed pour that I wiped off, and 1 that I managed to stick my finger in and completely ruin when I tried to blow the paint into the space I touched. By the time I got to the last of the paint that I had mixed up, I was so frustrated I started throwing stuff on the canvas at random, didn't even record it. It was terrible too, so I guess it just wasn't a good day to paint. I haven't reviewed the videos yet, but I'm not sure they're going to see the light of day. I had a much better pouring session the next day that I am definitely going to share though. Open cup pours are pretty great for cell action and can be a perfect method for someone just starting out on their acrylic pouring journey. When you add your cup to the top of a base, some of that gets trapped within the cup. Once you start adding in the next colors, you're pushing those paints down further into the trapped base. Try varying how high you lift the cup for the release. If you lift it all the way up, the trapped paints will obviously come rushing out. If you just slightly pull up, the paints will still try to rush out, but you have a little bit more control. The paint is mostly blocked by the cup, so a slow release can give a bit more time for it to mix and mingle as it flows out. You can also change up the order of your colors as you're pouring. You don't have to keep it in a certain order like I did with this one. Try pouring 2 mixes into the cup at once, or depending on your color choices, you may want to switch it up so you get more variety of mixing throughout. Just remember, unlike with a flip cup, the order you place them into the open cup is the order that they will flow out onto the canvas. I'm pretty thrilled with how this experiment turned out. I think the combination of Floetrol and Amsterdam is pretty amazing, and I've had a lot of really great pours with it. The Amsterdam pouring medium is a bit pricier than the Floetrol, but just a little bit in the mix goes a long way. Oddly enough, I don't much care for the Amsterdam pouring medium on its own. It dries kind of like Liquitex pouring medium, and for some reason, I just don't like it that much. In my opinion, mixing either of these with Floetrol gives me much better results than they do on their own. If you do choose to use these on their own, I would recommend using fluid or flow acrylics. In my experience, both Amsterdam and Liquitex can have the tendency to get a weird consistency when mixed with bodied acrylics. I don't know if any of you are familiar with oobleck, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. Oobleck is what a lot of people call a mixture of cornstarch and water that creates a non-Newtonian fluid. And it has properties of a solid and a liquid at the same time. Basically, sometimes when I mix Liquitex or Amsterdam with a bodied acrylic, it can turn almost jelly-like. It still flows, but it beads up on contact with itself. Just a heads up for you guys that it can happen, so you aren't as surprised as I was if it does. This was our 5th experiment using Penetrol as a cell additive. I think they keep getting better and better with each change that we make. Which one has been your favorite so far? Comment below and let me know. If you guys ever have any questions about any of the methods or mixes that I use on my channel, feel free to reach out at any time. You can reach me below, or I have links in the video description to other places you can find me if you have bigger questions. Don't forget to stick around to the end to see the cell action up close. That's going to be it for me today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!